So for our Zoom participants, type in your question at the Q&A box. For Zoom Live, raise hand button. I'm afraid we don't have time for that anymore. YouTube, type in your question. So let me read from the present question. Angeli Tobias, how do you make people more confident about the new normal and about returning back to work, considering the cases are still increasing, or the COVID-19 cases?
Communication is more than anything important. So when I say communication, how often do you update your employees about what the company is taking its steps? So if I were to use a metaphor, be as obsessed on how malls and restaurants create those videos that try to attract you to go to their mall because everything is sanitized properly. There are rules and regulations. You can all see them on YouTube. I haven't seen any a company who has done a proper job doing that same kind of communication. And maybe because we don't see everyone's private communication tools. But your goal is that if I'm an employee, before I even raise them, it will be great if they're already answered. Do you have a frequently answered question list that you can hand over to your teams? Does your CEO conduct a bi-weekly or bi-monthly town hall? That's a best practice, guys. Just a simple idea such as what is the company doing that will make me feel that if I go there, my back is taken good care by the company. So communication would be one. And if you're going to be asking for metrics, that will be measured by how many emails do you send? How many town halls have you conducted so far? How many one-on-one sessions that have your managers conducted between them and their employees?
Okay, anonymous attendee asks you this. Unfortunately, government offices are not allowed to provide HMO to their employees per COA rules and regulations. You think they should reconsider this?
Yes, I think that's a rhetorical question to ask. Of course, yes, it would be nice that everyone is covered. So it is a prerogative if you don't have. And of course, it's also a choice of the employee if they want to sign a contract that they think is unfair or fair if they get that. But yeah, I think this is a no-brainer question. Of course, it would be nice, but every company has its own reasons why they don't. It could be a budget issue, it could be an administrative issue, whatever it is.
Okay. Anonymous attendee asks this. How do you assess if a physical office is still necessary for micro and SMEs?
The guidelines have been provided already by the DTI and Department of Labor and Employment, such as, for example, there are recommended number of people based on the amount of space you've allocated in your company. And if you think that the tendency is that people will crowd out in a small amount of space, then you might want to consider a certain portion of your employees working from home and do a rotation instead. So if you go to Google search, there's this beautiful study done in Germany wherein the best time is that rotation should happen every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, because if in case someone contracts the disease and if they're still at home for 2 weeks, they're likely going to be staying at home for 2 weeks, and they will be good enough in case they're asymptomatic to be back to work after 2 weeks.
Okay. Mel June Cortez, is it true that if you project as yourself as who you are, you will not accept, just like Jack Ma, 30 times rejected? This is verbatim from the Q&A box.
Yeah. I understand why you mentioned verbatim, because I also don't understand the question.
Okay.
Yeah, if I can ask please the participant to write, maybe some words were taken out from the sentence. So I don't understand the question, sorry.
Okay. JM Libunao, with a trend that most companies will now look for project-based employees, will this mean that most likely fewer employees will have a regular job? If so, how can we be able to compete, be at edge with other applicants?
My personal wish is that it doesn't happen drastically, because from an economic point of view, project-based employees becoming a bigger source of employees means that there is no assurance or predictability of how long are you going to be getting your income, right? But we don't know. The trend is that we do know is that some employers today have already laid off some of their employees and replaced them instead with contractual employees, because they know that a certain process can only be done for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
So yes, it is possible, but remember that this is not only economic force. Things can be affected and be influenced by government policies, such as, for example, will the government institute a law that says that companies cannot have an X% of their labor force as contracted or project-based? So the same thing as, for example, the ENDO. So if the government intervenes, then those things can change.
Okay. Can you accommodate one last question?
Yes, go ahead. I think we have more time. I can spare until 5:10.
Good,
so
good.
We can have more questions. Yep.
So anonymous attendee asks you this: how can you make an employee feel that they are being taken care of by the company? However, we can just give all-out support, especially financial related, as we have a bottom line to arrest.
Yep. Again, as mentioned a while ago, communication matters. Communication such as don't wait for your employees to ask things such as what's going to happen to my job in the next 4 or 5 months. If you have that information on hand, that you know that the employee will have that job for the rest of the year, it doesn't hurt to tell them. And the reason for that is because it is mentally stressful. And it's also bad for you as an HR or a manager, because for all you know, out of the paranoia that the employee thinks that his job is unstable, while working from home, the person is already looking for another job on LinkedIn. And I do have lots of friends like this. So you want to preempt them, because everyone will act according to their own selfish needs. And being in constant communication and telling them that these are the rules, these are the benefits that the company is allotting for you, it would be nice to know them in advance.
Okay. Angeli Tobias, our company has disseminated lots of info about what it is doing or has done, but people are still not really confident to go to work. What else can be done aside from communicate what the company is?
Well, first of all, here's where I also ask the HR managers. Remember that as much as you want to gain control, you can't control everything perception-wise. Because if I perceive my environment, I don't only see it as an office. I see it as security of the rest. How secure are the roads? How secure is it to go out, right? How secure are the hospitals? If I get sick and I know that you will pay for me, but the fact of the matter is some hospitals cannot admit patients because there's just too many patients out there. So these things are already out of your control. Your goal is create that line. This is the part that I can control, and the rest, be forgiving also to yourself as an HR manager, because you know that you cannot control these things anymore, right? Of course, I'm going to add that extra touch. Is it unfortunate that we live in a life that perhaps we don't live in a certain city, or let's say in a certain island wherein things were controlled easily? Yes, that's how things are. So you make the most out of it.
Wonderful. Now, for the last question from Rawi June Morandante, could you give us some employee engagement activities that we can conduct online?
Yeah, very good. My favorite. So set some Zoom meetings wherein the discussion has nothing to do with work. The discussion has something to do, such as, guys, I'd like to spend 30 minutes of each and every one of us sharing how have they been coping personally through COVID-19. And those small things, such as releasing the amount of stress or complaints that you have, is a very cathartic feeling. It lets people release things that they've been bottling up. That's one. Number two, it doesn't hurt to have your own, let's say, one of my favorites. So our company has always been remote from work since 2017. So from time to time, we have what we call as Friday pizza session. I send a pizza box to my 7 direct reports, and then while eating that pizza in a meeting, we talk about the victories of the company for the past 3 months. So if that can work for you, very good. Another engagement activity, one of my favorite, is Bring Me. So I do this on a Thursday night. So Bring Me. So you're in your Zoom grid, you have 50 people or 70 people. Bring me a can opener. So the fun part is everyone dashes to the kitchen, has to get the can opener and shows it in front of you, right? So that works, and then you can give a prize.
That's so both creative and fun.
Yep, that's right. So you have to put the play together with the work, because it can be mentally exhausting. Imagine, guys, that not everyone is blessed with a big space in their house. You'll never know that a lot of Filipinos will be working beside someone sleeping. And that's just how life can be hard in the Philippines. So we need to be extra creative and extra hustling on how we can engage our employees. Because remember, the typical escape, I'll give an example. What is the reason why Starbucks is so popular in the Philippines? It's not just because of their coffee, it's because it is a hangout of every Juan de la Cruz who may not have the best space in their home. They will spend 3 hours or 4 hours there because it's free air conditioning, the ambience is good, and the space is very lavish because they don't have that at home. Now we've stolen that away from them because they don't have offices. They need to find other ways to comfort themselves. And one way is to engage them with play, aside from work.
Thank you so much. Of course, big hand for the Millennial Guru, Jonathan Yabut. The last minute of our session is the takeaway. What would you like us to think about before we go to sleep tonight?
Maybe if I can add, I'll just use I think it was asked too many times in this session, but I feel that the emphasis hasn't been made loud. And really, communication matters, guys. When I say communication, and I call this term as psychological safety. Psychological safety refers to the feeling that even if I do not see you physically, even if you're not in front of me, I have that sense of safety that you got my back, that you're there for me. And that's the role of every manager.
Wow, wonderfully said. Thank you so much, Mr. Jonathan Allen Yabut, our Millennial Guru. Hope to see you again. If not soon, maybe next year. Thank you, and then God bless you and your organization. Now, let's welcome back on screen Miss Irish Malonda Samson. Hello, Miss Irish.
Hi, Sir Howell.
Wow.
I'm back.
Time flew so fast, and we extended for 10 minutes.
That was
for that, we're grateful.
Yes, Sir Howell. And in behalf of Ariva Academy, we would like to thank Jonathan Yabut for giving us a short but of course insightful, full of trends, tips, realizations, and insights. And thank you for giving us a clear view of what's happening right now. Thank you so much, Jonathan. And I'll be
Thank
seeing
you so much
for our future e-learning sessions. Sir Howell?
Yes, I have loved every slide, every thought, every idea presented, but the most was the trendy job interview.
Mhm.
That's my takeaway. So by doing that, you can catch your applicants off guard, and they get to reveal who they are, and that's fantastic. I love it. Thank you so much, Mr. Jonathan Yabut.
Thank you. With mine, sir, one word. Adapt rather than resist. Yun lang naman.
Wow.
Yun ang importante ngayon.
Galing.
And of course, thank you so much for moderating our session today. I will
Always
be
a pleasure.
seeing you tomorrow again.
What
for
time
another
tomorrow?
e-learning session. 6 to 7 p.m. I'm sorry. That's gonna be 3 to 4:30
3
p.m.
to 4:30 p.m.
Yes.
See you tomorrow, and don't you go away, guys.
Okay. This is not yet the end of our e-learning session. I have a lot of announcements to make. So, Ariva Academy would like to thank the following win-win partners. We would like to thank our official media partner, Art Plus Magazine, Focus Media, Globaltronics, City Advertising Ventures, Outcom, Elevate Media. For win-win partners, thank you to Brother, Faber-Castell, Gluta-C, Moringa O2, KFC, Mr. Donut, Tokyo, Lotus Biscoff, Boss Job, Sir Technology Inc., Finma Properties, Salary Jet, Ilawi Korea. Thank you as well to Kitoson and Carpo Consulting, Enchanted Kingdom, Disperse, Cosmetic Philippines Inc., Mindchom's virtual preschool program. To register, please call them at 0906-486-0710 or email them at dsakanabe@mindchomps.org. And if you want to place your ads here, advertise your company, your services, your logo, have a brand exposure to thousands of viewers through Zoom, FB, LinkedIn, and YouTube, please email us at marketing@ariva.com.ph. Before I move on, I would like to say hi to Ms. Mavic from TPB and Sunny Ajoha from Mauritius. Okay? And to stay on top of our insights and updates, stay connected on our and visit us on our social media sites. Please join the Ariva Academy Facebook group, like the Ariva Academy Facebook fan page, follow the Ariva Academy LinkedIn page, and visit us on our website. It's www.ariva.com.ph. And if you want to watch again the replay of our e-learning session today and the previous e-learning sessions, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. Don't forget to click the bell button. For our upcoming online learning sessions, please visit our website and register. We would like to invite you again on our HR Virtual Summit PH 2020. It's a live webinar series for a cause. We have invited international and local subject matter experts to share with us their wisdom in the HR field. So don't forget to register. This will be tomorrow. Yes, we would like to invite you, Coach with the Axe. This will be at 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. So we will be having Coach May Soriano to discuss this session. Don't forget, 3 to 4:30 p.m. Another live webinar series for a cause, how to connect with clarity and confidence, building community in times of uncertainty and isolation. Guys, this is a free live webinar series. So this will be on Wednesday. Don't forget to join us. Picking up the pieces, 3 legal areas that need your attention post-quarantine. This will be on Thursday, June 11, 3 to 4:30 p.m. And we have invited Attorney Erwin Segala to discuss this session. Gratitude attracts gratitude. Encouragement in times of crisis. This is a back-to-back session on Thursday, June 11. Don't forget, this one is going to be at 6 to 7 in the evening. So this a live webinar series for a cause, and this will be discussed by Coach Chester Elton from United States. Another e-learning masterclass from Mr. Jonathan Yabut. We would like to invite you and join us how to manage the millennials in the workplace. This will be on Tuesday, June 16. Don't forget, June 16, 4 to 6 p.m. Another e-learning masterclass, Work Smart, Not Just Hard, how to boost your productivity at work. This will be on June 17, 4 to 6 p.m. The brightness amidst the crisis, maintaining the right attitude during COVID-19 pandemic. This will be on June 17, and we have invited, of course, Coach Randy Isguera to discuss this session. Prospecting, cold calling, telephone sales, and closing the deal. This is an e-learning masterclass from Mr. Chris Randall. This will be on Thursday, June 18. Don't forget, June 18, 3 to 5 p.m. Second batch of online selling from home, how to use FB, IG, and LinkedIn for your business. Wednesday, June 24, 4 to 6 p.m. This is only $799 per participant. And of course, we will be having Mr. Haba Mabalot. This is a masterclass series online session, how to communicate with diplomacy, tact, and credibility in times of chaos. This will be on June 30. Leadership skills for supervisors and in turbulent times. This will be on July 16. And how to take on greater responsibilities, step up skills for non-managers. This will be on July 29. Don't forget, please register. And if you want to customize an e-learning session for your team, for your company, invite our partner speakers, invite our invited guest speakers. Please do call me at 0916-695-4418 or email me at irish.arivaacademy@gmail.com. And that's it, guys. Hope you learned a lot today. Thank you for joining us and hope to see you again tomorrow. This is Irish Malanda Samson in Ariva. It's all about being better, be safe. Thank you and have a great day.